What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're going to be doing a long-awaited and highly requested video from you guys, and that is spilling all of the tea on being an influencer. So I'm going to answer literally all of your questions. I asked you guys on Instagram to send me your questions about basically anything pertaining to being an influencer, a content creator, like tips and tricks, how do we make money, everything like that. Like, no questions were off limits, and you all sent me literally thousands of questions. So I am going to try and answer as many of them as I can today and answer like the most asked questions for sure. I may even make this into like a two-part video, like maybe doing part of it today and then putting the other half on my vlog channel, which if you don't know, I have a vlog channel with my husband Steven. It's Kelly and Steven is the name of the channel. I can link it here. But so I might have to do that honestly, because I don't know how many questions I'm gonna be able to answer in today's video. We are gonna do our makeup together while we're doing it. So we'll do a little get ready with me, just hang out, chit chat, and do our makeup together. So I hope that you guys are excited. Before we jump into today's video, I do wanna quickly chat with you guys about a much more serious topic. Obviously, I'm sure you guys are aware of the events that have been going on in the world right now, and I know that you guys come to my channel for a happy, safe, positive space where we talk about makeup and all things beauty and we have fun together, and that is what we're gonna do today. But I could not jump on camera and sit here and talk about makeup and being an influencer without addressing what is going on in this world. So racism is a topic that right now is all over the news. This isn't just a problem now, it's been a problem for literally so long, and it blows my mind that it's 2020 and we're still fighting for racial equality. And I struggle with what to even say, but I know in my heart that saying nothing at all is never going to be the answer. This isn't something that I felt right about not talking about. I understand as a white woman that I will never fully, completely be able to understand what people of color have to go through every single day, or what it feels like to be treated differently because of the color of your skin. But what I can do, and what I've been trying to do, is really look within myself, have conversations with my family and friends, and most importantly, educate myself and listen. I saw a quote that really spoke to me, and I don't remember what the exact wording was, but the gist of it was that it's not enough anymore just to not be racist. You need to be actively anti-racism. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, that's so right. I'm not doing enough. And I want you all to know that I stand with you. I truly think having this open conversation will be the beginnings of truly making a change. And that's why I couldn't just gloss over this topic and not talk about it. And this isn't a political issue or anything like that. This is a human rights issue. As a human being, I know that you should not be treated differently because of the color of your skin. And I will do everything that I can to both continue to educate myself and, like I said before, most importantly, listen, to make change in this world and to make the world as a whole a better place. And I want you all to know, no matter if you're white, black, orange, purple, I don't care. You are my sister, you are my brother, we are in this together, we are human beings on this earth, and we can come together to make a change. So again, I understand that most of you come to my channel just to learn about beauty and you don't care about anything else or my opinions on anything else, but this was too important of a topic to just completely gloss over. So I love you guys, I stand with you, and we are in this together. So with that being said, we are going to get started with today's video. We are gonna hang out, we are gonna de-stress and relax and do our makeup together. Doing my makeup is one of my favorite coping mechanisms. If I am having an off day, I am sad, I am angry, I am stressed, whatever it is, doing my makeup always helps me. And I'm sure it helps a lot of beauty lovers like yourselves as well. So we are gonna go ahead and jump in and get started. I love you guys very much. Let's jump into it. Alrighty, so what I figured that we could start with, because it was one of the most asked questions, was like, how did you get into being an influencer? How did you get started? So I figured that I could explain to you guys that little story. I'm gonna try and tell you guys the products we're using. We're gonna be doing a very basic kind of look today, like a little everyday kind of glam. I'm gonna go in with the Laura Mercier foundation primer to prime the skin. So basically, growing up, you guys know, or most of you probably know, that I'm an only child. So I didn't have a sister or anything to help teach me, you know, how to apply makeup and stuff. And my mom, when I was growing up, didn't wear a ton of makeup. She wore makeup, but like foundation, blush, and mascara kind of lady, like wasn't super into makeup. She wears a lot more makeup now. Because of everything that I do and stuff, but I didn't really have anybody to like show me how to apply makeup or anything like that, but I always had a really big interest in it. Growing up, I was super artistic. Like, I loved to paint. I went to like art camp and stuff in the summer. I'm not very sporty, so like I wasn't that girl that was like at soccer camp. Like, I was at art camp like painting on canvases and stuff, and I really liked that when I was little. And as I grew older, I kind of got away from painting and stuff, which I would love to get back into that, but I think it kind of morphed into my interest in makeup. And so I'm gonna jump in with Too Faced Born This Way. And so I had a really big interest in makeup, wanted to learn how to better apply it, but I had no idea how to do it or anybody to teach me. So I went to YouTube to figure out, you know, how to apply makeup. And I completely self-taught myself how to do makeup through YouTube videos. And this was back when I really dove into makeup. I had always loved it, but I really dove into like YouTube and really learning how to do it good, because I always loved it, but I didn't really know what I was doing. Like if I could show you guys some pictures of me in like high school and stuff, oh my God, you'd be scared. But I think right towards the beginning of college was when I really discovered YouTube and the beauty community and realized that I didn't have to go to school to do makeup because I was in college at the time. So I thought about actually going to beauty school at the same time, and then my parents were kind of like, I feel like that would be a lot for you to like be in college full time and then also try and go to beauty school full time. Like, how are you gonna manage that? And then I found YouTube and realized that I could teach myself how to do makeup through YouTube. So this would have been in like, gosh, I'm like aging myself now, but like 2011, 2012-ish. And a lot of the creators that are like really big today were not even on YouTube back then, or if they were, I didn't watch them. Like the really big creators who I watched was like Michelle Phan, Candy Johnson. Oh my gosh, I loved her videos. Chell Bella was another girl who I really loved. Still love Meg and watch her videos. But those were some of the original girls that I started to watch. Also Carly Bible, you know, various other creators as well, to teach myself how to do makeup and how to get better at it. So I'm completely self-taught, and that's basically how I found the YouTube beauty community, because at the time before this, I really just thought YouTube was like prank videos, like funny little snippets. Like I didn't really watch YouTube. It wasn't really as big as it is today. Oh my gosh, I just realized I scratched myself before and I have this humongous scratch on my neck. That looks bad. Oh, jeez, okay. That's not cute, sorry. I gave myself a new set and I clawed myself and didn't realize how bad it was. Whew. Gonna jump in with Tarte Shape Tape to conceal. So freshman year, I watched so much YouTube and like really dove into makeup and taught myself how to do it, and was buying literally so much makeup, and like I literally had no money. Like everybody, you know, when you're in college, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be pretty poor, and I certainly was. You know, I really didn't have money to be spending and just try and find like anything that was like similar to what these people were using in their videos that was like way cheaper. And so for about a year, I literally like didn't even watch TV, was just watching YouTube videos and like was obsessed with the beauty community and makeup and everything like that. Really dove into it, and my sophomore year I decided that I was gonna start my own YouTube channel and basically just like share some of the tips and tricks that I had learned throughout the way. And even back then, honey, whew, I thought I knew what I was doing, and I still didn't. I mean, I still am not the greatest at makeup. There are so many people that are so much more talented than me, but when I look at some old things, like even videos of mine, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe people were watching me to show them how to do that, when that's how it looked, like, ooh. But so I started my channel. I literally didn't tell a soul because I thought that people would think that I was so weird, because again, it wasn't normal back then. This would have been about 2012 at this time. So it wasn't even really normal. Like people didn't really talk about how YouTubers, like that was their full-time job at the time. So I wasn't even aware of that. When I started my YouTube channel, I didn't even know that you could actually make money from it. I like just started it as a hobby. It was not widely talked about or anything at all. So I was just creating content and videos and showing people and sharing, you know, different things that I had learned, but keeping this totally a secret. And then come my junior year, some girls in my sorority had like found my channel. And I remember one of them coming up to me and being like, do you have a YouTube channel? And I was petrified. Like I was literally like, yeah, because back then it wasn't my name, it was Makeup Barbie, which now I'm like, oh my God. And I didn't even have a lot of subscribers. Like I don't even know, like less than 1,000, like in the hundreds probably. And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, like I found one of yours, like that's so cool. And like was super cool about it, I guess. And then I was kind of like, okay, like I guess people won't think it's that weird. I'm sure people thought it was weird. They probably just didn't say it to my face, but whatever. It is what it is. So it was out and about. And you know, I started to post more about it on Instagram and stuff, and just like, you know, share my content a little bit more. It was more so at this time where I knew that like people did make money from their YouTube channels. And I think I may have like applied for the partner program, which is basically what you have to apply for to be able to like run ads on your videos so you can make money from your videos. Not sure if I had even been accepted yet at this point, but I started to realize that I could make some money, but again, you know, I had a job and it was in school, and it wasn't something that I was ever thinking of as a job. It was just like, oh, well, this is kind of cool. Let me like sign up for this, because it was like prestigious back then to be like a YouTube partner. Like it wasn't even about the money. It was just like, oh, I'm a partner. I applied and eventually got accepted and stuff for that. I'm gonna jump in with the Tarte Breezy Cream Bronzer. And I basically just continued to put up videos every now and then when I was in college, because I was in college full time and I worked about 20 hours per week. So I had a lot going on. I didn't have a ton of free time, and I took school really seriously too, you know, in college, which you should do. But, you know, I was studying and stuff and everything else. So I only put up videos every now and again, like probably not even once a month, which if you know anything about growing on YouTube or in social media in general, you need to be posting way more than that. Like you need to be posting probably at least, I would say on YouTube, at least once a week, shoot for hopefully twice a week or more if you can. So especially when you're first starting out. So for me, you know, of course, posting once every couple of months was not nearly good enough, but it wasn't ever something like, I wasn't like, oh, I want to grow this into this big thing. Like I literally was just doing it because I liked makeup. And it was like a fun little hobby for me because I didn't like play on a sports team or, you know, do stuff like that. Like it was like my hobby. So I continued to do that, you know, watched my favorite creators, learned more and taught myself more about makeup and really dove more into it. Next up, I'm going to jump into my Wet n Wild little bronzer here. And then once I got into the summer in between my junior year of college and my senior year of college, I got an internship because in college I studied human resource management. So I got an internship at a really good financial services company in my area and interned there and had an amazing experience. I really enjoyed the people that I worked with. The company was great and I did enjoy what I was doing, but I quickly kind of realized that summer that even though I enjoyed what I was doing, it wasn't enough to keep me satisfied like for the rest of my life. You know, I wasn't passionate enough about it. And that sounds so millennial, I know. But it's really how I felt. Like I'm the kind of person that like I knew that I had to do something that I truly, truly loved with the rest of my life, and that I wasn't gonna just like throw my life away to a career or a job that I wasn't passionate enough about. But that's kind of scary to realize when you're going into your senior year of college for, you know, and getting a degree in something that you know, you're now starting to realize maybe you're not that passionate about. I think a lot of people in college, you know, go through that. And I remember kind of just like suppressing it, being like, well, you know what I mean? It is what it is. Like once the summer's over, the internship will be over and, you know, I'm not gonna worry that much about the future, which is not the way to handle anything. But that's how I handled it. And so I went back for my senior year. I'm just setting everything down and in place. I went back for my senior year. I went to Rutgers University, if I didn't say that already. And the program that I was in, you could elect to do a regular 4-year program where it was just basically like, you know, you graduated in your typical 4 years with a bachelor's degree, or they had this 5-year program that you could apply for where you could graduate in 5 years with your undergraduate degree as well as a master's degree. So I had decided, you know, even well before this that I was gonna do the 5-year program just because I could just get it done in the 5 years and I could walk away and have my master's. And so I figured that I would just get the master's done. So even though it was my senior year, I still knew I had another year of school after that. But it was during my senior year of college where I really started to focus more on my YouTube channel. And that's where I really started to see more growth. And I think by the time I graduated from college, I don't remember exactly, maybe 20,000 subscribers. So it certainly wasn't anything that you could make a full-time income on and really be able to support myself financially on my own in New Jersey. You know, it just wasn't gonna happen. And so I'm gonna use the Bold Face Better Brows in B3. And so I realized, you know, listen, I'm gonna have to get a regular job once I'm done with graduate school because I was moving into graduate school, and you know, I can still do YouTube. So it's still something that I love, I'm passionate about. I can still do it. It's just gonna be a little bit more difficult with a 40-hour work week, but you know, I can definitely still do it. So I continued on into the master's program and went on a bunch of different job interviews at different places. I got some offers from some really, really amazing companies. And I remember just sitting down with my dad and him being like, well, which one do you think is like the best fit for you? And I was like, none of them. Like, I don't want to do this. And my dad was like, what? Because again, I had kind of been suppressing these feelings, and my dad was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I'm just not passionate about it. Like, you know, I understand that I will spend more of the next, you know, at least 30 years of my life after graduation from college. I'm going to spend more time at work than I am literally doing anything else, doing stuff that I love, spending time with my family, my friends, like anything. Like, you're gonna spend more time at work. So I do think it's important that you like what you do. And my dad was kind of like, okay, like I hear you, you know, because both of my parents have worked in corporate America for a really long time. So I think they understood where I was coming from, but my dad was kind of like, okay, but then like, what are you gonna do? And like, what is it that you are passionate about? Because you gotta work, Missy, you got bills to pay, which obviously I knew. And I remember telling him like, I'm so passionate about YouTube. Like, my parents had knew I had a YouTube channel and stuff and that I really enjoyed enjoyed it. And I was like, I really think if like given enough time, I can really grow my YouTube channel, and like maybe it could end up being a career for me. And this was like the first time where I started to realize that maybe that was going to be possible. It still seemed so far away, but it was, again, it was way more normal at this time. This would have been like 2016, that like people did this for their full-time job, that you could make a full living off YouTube. I was monetizing my videos at the time, getting sponsorships, you know, not making a ton of money, but it would have been enough money for me to live. And my parents are kind of like, okay, you know, listen, like we understand. We just want you to be happy, and we support you and whatever. So I basically stopped applying to jobs. I finished out graduate school because I was never going to like stop something halfway. Like I was never going to not finish something that I started. So I finished off graduate school, I graduated with my master's, and that's when I really dove into my YouTube channel. And that's when I started to see more growth on my channel, obviously because I had more time to create content. But even when I was in graduate school, because I decided this about halfway through my year of graduate school, so in those next like 5 or 6 months, any ounce of time that I had when I wasn't studying, I was putting it into my YouTube channel to really grow it. And so by the time I had graduated from graduate school, I had about 100,000 subscribers. And I wasn't making, again, a lot of money, but I had enough money to support myself. I did live at home at my parents' house for about 6 months. So paid all my own bills and everything like that. Didn't have like a mortgage or anything of my own because my parents were gracious enough to let me live in their house. Because at the time, Steven was still completing his schooling. So we weren't living together, and we were just living at home. And so I uploaded, I want to say at least 3 times per week, and put everything I had into my channel, and have been doing that ever since then. Obviously my channel has grown. I've gotten some of the, you know, opportunities that I could have never even dreamed of back then, honestly, but I was able to find the balance in between creating consistent content and also high quality content, and was able to grow my channel doing so. And it is the biggest blessing in my life, and something that I am eternally grateful for. And that I was able to take that leap of faith in myself, that I really thought like, I can do this. Like if I really put my mind to it and I really work hard, like I will be able to do what I love and be happy, and, you know, be able to also provide for my family doing so. You know, I was able to make it work, but that's kind of like my story. So I guess you could say when I started full-time doing this, I had about 100,000 subscribers, because that was another question that I had gotten from you guys, is like, how many subscribers did you have when you did it, when you decided to do it full time? So it was 100,000. All right, for the eyes, we're gonna jump into this little Natasha Denona palette. This is the Camel palette. This is one of my favorites from her, and it's like a little tiny guy, but it's great. And now I'm gonna jump into more of like your exact questions, because y'all asked me some juicy ones, so I gotta get it up so I can reference your questions. Ooh, okay, this one's a juicy one. What was your worst experience that you had on a brand trip? So, overall, I've had actually really great experiences on brand trips. I feel like every time I go on one, I'm so scared because I don't know what to think. Like, I'm just a little girl from New Jersey. I don't know that many people, you know, so I do always get like a little nervous, but I'm just buffing one of the brown shades in my crease. But one brand trip that I was on, Steven and I were in the hotel room, and it was like later at night after, you know, we were done with everything for the day, and all of a sudden we heard legit screaming, like angry yelling. And we realized that it was, I don't remember if it was like the room next to us, the room above us, I don't remember which it was, but it was like whatever room it was. I was like, oh my God, like that's so-and-so and their +1, like the person that they brought with them on the trip. And so the influencer and the person that they had brought with them on the trip were getting into a humongous fight. Like, we're really screaming at each other, like really loud, and saying really mean things to each other and stuff. And I remember just me and Steven being like, should we call somebody? Like, we were trying to also not listen to it, but then it's kind of like, wait, what if something happens? Like, it's like that fine line, you know, you don't want to be nosy, but it was also impossible not to hear it. I don't know if the walls are really thin, or I think it's just they were yelling so loud. And so, you know, it never got to be to the point where it would be like, you know, something, they were physically getting into a fight or anything. Like, you could hear that wasn't happening, but they were yelling at each other badly, and it was just super awkward, and it, you know, escalated, and then one of them left, I don't even know which one, and it just stopped, and it was silent. And then I remember seeing them the next day, and it was like as if nothing had ever happened. Like, I don't know, it was very, very weird. Strange friendship, I guess. You know, they were able to get over it, I guess. But that would be what I would say is the worst experience that I had on a brand trip. It was just definitely very awkward. And I'm sure they didn't even know that we heard it, but like, I feel like if we heard it, other people probably heard it too, because it was really, really loud. And we were all kind of in the same area. Okay, let's get up another question. Roughly how much of your day is spent being an influencer? Are you always on your phone? Question mark. So, I'm gonna go in with the darkest shade in this palette and do like a little liner moment. So the thing about being an influencer, which is interesting, or you know what? I'm gonna go in with actually no, this should work. I was gonna go in with a liner and I'm like, I think this is good. The interesting thing about being an influencer is that the work-life balance can be something that's hard to navigate, because essentially, when you're an influencer, your life is your job, which doesn't bother me personally because I love what I do. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I would never complain about it in ever. You know, I truly love what I do. I don't feel as though I work a day in my life. Whatever that saying is, you know, I truly do feel that way. But I am always kind of working. You know, I'm always on my phone doing email, on Instagram, on IG stories, posting on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, you know, Twitter, everywhere. And so, you know, I definitely do spend more time than the average person on their phone, and work-life balance would, you know, isn't always the easiest thing. But again, I love what I do and I don't even really feel like it's work. Like if I wasn't paid to do this, I would still do it, you know, because I genuinely love it. To me, it's like a hobby that I'm lucky enough is my job. But yeah, I mean, my friends will tell you that I spend quite a lot of time on my phone. Ooh, oh my God, just dropped my phone in the eyeshadow palette. Perfect. Okay, so a lot of people asking, how do you make money? And then a lot of questions just in regards to money, like how do you earn an income? How much money do you make? Like a lot of people straight up are just like, how much money do you make? So first of all, about how do you make money in general? Because this is normally, I feel like nowadays, when I first started this, people didn't understand like, oh, you're a YouTuber, like what? Okay, like I know you're a YouTuber, like what's your job? Like didn't understand that it was a job. I think nowadays more people understand that it is people's full-time job, and that's a little bit more normalized. But how exactly we make money is something that I feel like there's a lot of like, you know, people don't know the answer to that. So there's so many different ways, honestly, like with every influencer, it's gonna vary. But for the most part, for myself, and for, you know, I would say probably most beauty influencers, YouTube ad revenue is, you know, a main income, which basically, you know, when you guys watch a video on YouTube and an ad plays before it, us as the creator is getting a percentage of that ad revenue. Google is taking the other percentage because they own YouTube. I don't think it's a 50-50 split. I think it's a little less than that, but you know, we're getting a percentage of that ad revenue, and that has only to do with your views. It has nothing to do with your subscribers. So, and the per view like payment that you get for ads is like literally less than a penny. But the more views you have, obviously it can add up to be, you know, a substantial income for a lot of creators. But I also remember, you know, first starting, and I think the thresholds for Google to even like pay you is $100, and I literally, it took me over a year to even reach $100 to get paid out like for my YouTube channel. Like I literally did YouTube for like almost 2 years before I ever even received a payment, because I had to get to making $100. So it definitely, you know, it's not like an overnight kind of thing. But ad revenue is definitely one of the main ways for basically all creators on YouTube. And then of course there's product sponsorships and brand partnerships and stuff, which I'm sure you guys are well aware of. You know, when influencers do sponsored videos and stuff, obviously we get payment from the brand for that, which is a source of income as well. Or affiliate codes, which is something, you know, in the beauty community, I mean, it exists in so many different types of things, but in the beauty community, a lot of people, you know, affiliate codes are a great thing, because not only are you guys getting a percentage off, but then us as the creator are getting a percentage as well. You know, so for example, I have an affiliate code with Tarte, which you guys know is code Kelly. You guys can get 15% off if you use that on any of their products. Then I make a small percentage back myself on the products that are bought with my code. So it kind of is like a win-win situation for you guys and for us as the creator. So that's another way that you can make money through social media. And then of course there's things like merch and or, you know, some beauty creators go off and create their own brands and physical product lines and all different stuff like that you can make money from as well. So those are kind of the main ways. Now I'm gonna go in with this lightest shade all over the lid. So another very popular question that was asked was, you know, how much money can you make? Like a lot of people are saying, how much money can small influencers make? How much money do big influencers make? You know, there's really no way to tell. It's not like if you have 1 million subscribers, you're gonna make $1 million. That's not how it works. There's probably creators that have 1 million subscribers that make less than creators that have 500,000 subscribers. You know, it just depends on the content, the creator, the partnerships that they have. There's so many variables. And so there's no way to pinpoint it, you know, based on that. As a smaller creator, especially a first starting out creator, I can only speak to what my experience was, which was I was negative in, you know, making money basically, because I was buying more stuff. Because back when I first started, like hauls were really, really big. So I would go to drugstore or Sephora, you know, every now and again and buy stuff so that I could do like a haul on my channel. And I was literally like making less money than I was spending for the channel. Especially once I started to get into like elevating my equipment quality too, because when I first started, I just used the webcam on my MacBook. So thankfully I did have the computer for college, so I didn't need to buy a camera, but eventually I'd upgraded to like a digital camera and, you know, stuff like that. And so once I started to, you know, definitely once I started to buy that kind of stuff, I was, you know, literally negative. Like I was spending more money on the channel just as a hobby than I was making. Again, like I said, it was taking me years just to even be paid $100 from YouTube. And also when you first start out, a lot of brands for sponsorships won't pay you, but they will send you products for free, which is a difficult situation, because while getting free products is so exciting, especially when you first begin to, you know, get offered for that, especially for brands that you love, but at the end of the day, free products doesn't pay your electricity bill or your rent or anything like that. So it's kind of a touchy thing, but when you first get started, that's most of your sponsorships are in product, not money. So again, you know, when I first started my channel, I had another job that I was actually making money at because I couldn't financially support myself with my channel. But that's not to say that you can't do it. I just personally couldn't, really, until I had about 100,000 subscribers, and even then I was cutting it pretty close. With that being said, it is 1,000% possible to make millions upon millions of dollars. I mean, there's been like Forbes articles and stuff and documents that have come out with like, you know, world's richest YouTubers and literally make tens of millions of dollars. So that's also certainly possible. So there's just such a huge range. I'm definitely not a creator that makes millions of dollars per year. I'm able to provide for myself and my family, which is all that I can ask for. And I'm eternally grateful for that. I can't, you know, even put into words. Again, it's just always so crazy to me that I get to do something that I love so much and also make a living from doing so. But yeah, there's really no exact answer. It's a range. You could literally make no money, or you could also make millions. I think the people that are making millions are definitely like top tier. You know, you're not gonna have somebody in most cases that has 100,000 subscribers so that's making millions of dollars. Not to say that it can't happen, you know, but those are the people with multiple millions of subscribers. So that's definitely not an average by any means, but just wanted to show a range. Another question I want to answer that kind of pertains to that was in regards to, yeah, how do you get brands to sponsor your videos? So for myself personally now, I have like my business email in basically all of my social networks. So, you know, on my Instagram bio, my business email's in there. On YouTube, it's there. Like, you want your email to be very easily accessible for brands to be able to see it, to be able to connect with you. To me, email is just much more professional than a brand like DMing you or something. And, you know, obviously there isn't like a feature like that on YouTube, so they'd have to email you anyways. So that's basically where I get my brand partnerships from, is brands will, I guess, find my content, they'll like it, and then they will use the email address in my bios to email me and ask about the partnership. But with that being said, there are also websites that you can use to kind of go out and find your own partnerships if that's the route that you want to go, which when I was first starting, I did use a couple different websites. I haven't used them in quite some time. But I can find the names of them for you guys to let you know if you're just starting out, where you basically kind of like apply for work. So like a brand will be like, we're looking for partners, and you can like apply and send them your rate with a little caption as to like, you know, why you want to work with them, and then they can potentially choose you for the partnership. I'm gonna jump in with lashes. These are the Salon Perfect 661s. One platform I used to use a lot was called FameBit, but I think that they don't let you do that anymore, where you can't just like pitch yourself for partnerships, but I did used to use that a lot. Another one was called Grapevine, which is very similar. And then it was called Revfluence, I think, when I used it, but I think now it's called Aspire IQ, where you can like pitch yourself to brands for potential partnerships, which is a great tool when you're first starting out to get your name out there and kind of your foot in the door. Another point that I wanted to bring up as well is, don't be scared to reach out directly to a brand. I personally have never reached out to a brand in regards to like a paid sponsorship, like, hey, here's my idea, like, you know, and here's my rate to do it. Like, I've never done that, but what I definitely did do when I was first starting out, after I had, you know, videos up and was, you know, taking my YouTube channel more seriously, I would reach out to brands that I really loved in regards to like potentially being put on their PR list, or not even PR list, because I think at the time that wasn't even really a thing, but just like maybe sending me a new release or something that I was really interested in that I wanted to do a review on for my channel. you know, just saying something along the lines of like, hi, you know, my name is Kelly Strack. I really love and respect your brand. Like, here's a couple videos of mine where I've used your products. I would love to share your new product. Like, let's say it's an eyeshadow palette or whatever, and do a review on it on my channel. Like, if you guys would be willing to send it to me, or if you could add me to your PR list. You know, because when I first got started, to be completely honest with you guys, like I said, I was spending more money on makeup than I was making on YouTube. Like, I didn't have a ton of money to buy every new release, but that's a great way to grow your channel, is reviewing new products when they come out. Where now, thankfully, I have the luxury where if I'm not on a brand's PR list, I can, you know, I have no problem going out to wherever and purchasing the product and reviewing it for you guys. But when I was first starting, I genuinely didn't have the money to do that. So I would reach out to brands, you know, not hundreds of them or anything, but, you know, maybe pick a list of maybe your 5 top brands, you know, that you've utilized in other videos, and send them an email and letting them know that you really love their products and you'd love to, you know, be able to use more of them, or you know, something kind of along those lines. And I wouldn't be scared to do that. Just popping these lashes on real quick. So I'm just gonna go pop this bad boy on as well. I feel like this video is going to be 100 years long. I'm definitely gonna have to do a part 2. So, because there's so much to be talked about in this space. And so definitely subscribe to my vlog channel, because I will be putting the part 2 up on my vlog channel, which is Kelly and Steven. We just actually recently hit 40,000 subscribers over there, which is so exciting. So please be sure to subscribe. Go say hi to me and my hubby. All right, let's find another juicy one. Okay, this one isn't super juicy, but it says, how often are you recognized in public? Also, I love your vids. Well, thank you so much for saying that you love my videos. I wouldn't say, like, it's not like every time I go out. You know, most of that, if I go to like really big public spaces, that I feel like that's where it's a little bit more common. I'm gonna go in with the ColourPop cream gel liner, but I would say, you know, maybe once a month, maybe a little bit, maybe a little more often than that. A lot of times too, I'll get people will DM me on Instagram and be like, I think I just saw you, but like I was scared to say hi. You know, something along those lines, which if you ever see me, please come say hi. I love to meet you guys. Like, literally that, it makes my whole day. So please come say hi, because I get those DMs a lot. Like, I just saw you, so please come say hi. Don't ever be scared of that. But going off of that, this one's a little juicier. Worst experience meeting a fan, which I don't like the term fan. You guys are my friends, and I don't say that because it sounds nice. I genuinely mean that. But my worst like interaction, I guess, with somebody, and I don't even know if they were a subscriber or not, you know, we never really got to that point, was I was out, I'm gonna jump in with the Too Faced Better Than Sex. I was out at a popular bar in New Jersey, where there was like literally hundreds of people there. Like, it was so many people, and I was out with my friends, and it's like a restaurant bar kind of place, and we were outside, and I saw this girl kind of looking at me, but she didn't say anything. And so I'm not the kind of person to think like, oh, that person's looking at me because they know who I am. Like, I'm just like, oh my god, like, is there something in my teeth? Like, why is this person staring at me? You know, and I get all like scared because I'm like, what? Like, what, is there something on my face? So I kind of saw her looking at me, and I don't know, I didn't really think much of it. And then about a minute later, like a flash went off. Like, she had like taken a picture of me, and I guess she didn't realize her flash was on. And so like she had her phone like basically up, and the flash went off, and it was like obvious that she was taking a picture of me, and I was kind of just like, hi. Like, I didn't really know what to say. And she was nice. She was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to take a picture of you. You know, but I love your channel or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay, like, thank you. You know, I appreciate it. Like, it just caught me off guard, the camera thing, because I didn't know. But she was a very kind person. It honestly could have been a mistake. I don't know. But if I ever had a bad experience, that's what it would be. But I wouldn't even really consider it bad. You know, most of the experiences are really, really great and amazing. One time, actually, this is a funny one. I was in Hawaii on my honeymoon, and I met a subscriber in the Louis Vuitton store. I was just like browsing, and she asked me for a picture. Or actually her mom asked me. She was very young. And her mom was like, you know, would you be willing to take pictures with my daughter? And I was like, oh my god, of course. And so we posed for a picture, and then we got yelled at by security. I guess you're not really supposed to take pictures in Louis Vuitton, or maybe it was this specific store. And they were like, you can't take pictures in here. And I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry. That was just kind of like a, you know, funny little experience. But yeah, I kind of get yelled at for taking a picture once. But I will always take a picture with you, chat with you, anything. So please say hi if you do ever see me. If you live in New Jersey, maybe you will. Or even honestly anywhere. I also remember one time being in a coffee shop in Paris, and this couple sat down next to us, and this girl was like, are you a YouTuber? Like, are you Kelly Strack? And I was like, yeah. It was just so crazy, like on the complete opposite side of the world. Well, you know, not exactly opposite, but you guys get what I mean. Like a whole different country. Didn't expect that whatsoever at all. Like, I never think anybody has any idea who I am, you know what I mean? So I'm always as shocked as the person who's surprised that it's me, like that this person even knows who I am. But that was another really funny, like unique experience that I had. Okay, another good one is how do you decide what sponsorships to take? So I have kind of like various things that I go through before accepting to do a sponsorship. So the first thing is like when initially I get the email for the product, I'm like, okay, before even trying it, so you know, assuming it's a product that I have not tried before, I'm like, would I spend my money on this? You know what I mean? Like, would I go out and buy this product? If the answer is no, then no, you know, I wouldn't do it. Like something specifically I actually get emails about every day. Like, I mean, these brands throw so much money around, and this is just a, you know, broad thing, but those at-home little like not electrolysis, like laser hair removal devices. So obviously my natural hair is red, but so my natural hair isn't blonde. My body hair is blonde. It's like clear, like you can't see it. Like I have hair on my arm, but you can't see it. So those devices, at least most of them, from anything I've read, are not going to work on me. Or if they do, they're not going to be super effective. So like that's something that I, you know, just personally wouldn't spend my own money on because I don't think that it's actually going to work. Because I think for them to really work, you have to have a little bit darker of hair color. So that's just a, you know, so those sponsorships I get literally daily, and I'm just like, no, I'm sorry, you know, no. Or just other, like I literally get like people are like, oh, this grill brush. I'm like, have you ever watched one of my videos? Like I don't talk about grilling. You know, so first and foremost, it's like, would I buy this product? If the answer is yes, it's like, okay, amazing. Now I gotta try the product and see if I like it. Sometimes the best kind of sponsorship is when you get a sponsorship for a product that you've already been using, that you already love, because a lot of times that'll happen. Brands will see you doing content with their products and then they'll reach out to you about a sponsorship. So those are my personal favorites. This is like, oh my God, I already know I love your product. Use it all the time, like amazing. But if I haven't, you know, tried the product, obviously I need to try the product and see if I like it. So I'll ask the brand to send me the product. My eyelash is popping off, so I need to fix that. So I can try the product and then we'll go from there if I like it, you know, to getting more into the nitty-gritty of the sponsorship itself. And it's happened so many times where a brand will send me a product and I don't like it, and then I have to back out of the sponsorship. Most brands are super understanding about that. I have had my fair share of issues with that though. Like, 'cause some brands be like, oh yeah, no, like if you don't like it, it's not a problem. And then you tell them, oh no, I'm sorry, you know, I don't want to move forward with the sponsorship. The product didn't work for me, unfortunately. You know, I'm always super professional about it, and then they get mad for whatever reason, but I haven't really had that happen very often. I cut these lashes to make them shorter so they looked a little more cat eye, and now I just feel like they look weird, but we're gonna roll with it. But yeah, basically I'm like, would I buy this product myself? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, let me try this product. Do I like this product and feel comfortable recommending it? Because the last thing I ever want is to recommend you guys a product and then you go and get it and have it be horrible, because then you're never gonna watch my content again. Like it doesn't, because you won't, you know, trust my recommendations. Like my favorite thing is when people will DM me or comment on here like, oh my God, like I've tried so many of your recommendations and I love them. Like that's what makes me so happy, and that's why, you know, I do this. So it's super important to me that I take on sponsorships for products that I really do like. Okay, next, do you think you'll be an influencer forever, or do something else when you're older? So you know, I feel like that's a twofold question. I feel like being an influencer, there's so much more that you can do as well. Just jumping in with the bronze, please. You know, I will make YouTube videos and beauty content and do all that literally till my last breath. Like I love this, and for as long as you guys want to watch me, I'm gonna be making this content because again, this truly never feels like a job to me. This is my biggest passion and hobby that thankfully is how I make money. So I truly will do this for as long as possible because I absolutely love it and I'm so passionate about it. With that being said, I have other passions as well outside of beauty. Like something my husband and I really like doing together is real estate. We're both super interested in that, and that's definitely something that I've been learning more about and something that I want to explore more. But it's also something that I can do while also doing this. You know, so I don't think it's like an either or sort of thing for me. So I definitely think there'll be other things that I will do as well in life, but with being an influencer as well. Do you turn down any advertisements? Every single day, yes. The percentage of sponsorships that I actually take is like, I mean, I can't even explain, like so small in comparison to like the amounts of emails for sponsorships and stuff that I get. So yeah, you know, always turning down, you know, different things for a variety of different reasons. Any YouTubers you have met that aren't nice? You don't have to name names, but just in general. I think what's interesting is, I'm gonna jump in with the Park Ave Princess from Tarte. I've been lucky enough to have been invited on a lot of brand trips. I've also been invited to quite a few different events in LA, like big events. Because again, I live in New Jersey, so the events that happen all the time, there are a lot of events that happen in New York, obviously pre everything going on with the virus, but I was at events in New York all the time, so I know a lot of beauty influencers in New York, and I've actually never had a bad experience with anybody here. It's a much smaller community of girls here. I love them all. We have so much fun together when we go to events and hang out. LA, the influencer community is a little bit bigger. There's definitely a lot more influencers there. So when I go to events there, it's a little different. There's so many more people, and more people that I don't know personally that I've like watched online and really liked their content. Or if I'm on a brand trip, you know, I've definitely been on brand trips before with people that I've watched online that I really, really like, and then you go on a brand trip and you're like, ooh, okay, they're a little different in person than they are in their videos. I'm gonna jump in with this Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush. This is in Diffused Heat. I think I got this in a BoxyCharm. That's few and far between, honestly. I've had really, really great experiences with meeting people. And actually, interestingly enough, some influencers who I think get like a ton of hate, who get a lot of negative spotlight, I've met and I'm kind of like scared to meet them, and they're so nice. So I've also definitely seen that too, like almost thought somebody's gonna be really mean, and then they're just like genuinely so nice, and I'm like, oh wow, I feel really bad thinking that. But then there are people who, you know, I've really liked who I thought were gonna be so nice, and then they just weren't really that nice back. I've never had anyone be like blatantly mean to me or anything like that, but definitely have had people just like not really care about, you know, talking to me or getting to know me or anything because, you know, they have more subscribers than me or whatever, for whatever reason, which is fine. But that's basically the worst that I've experienced. I'm gonna jump in with Ofra Rodeo Drive. This is my favorite highlight from them. It's so pretty. And I am going to use this to highlight these cheekbones. Yes. Ooh. You guys know you can use code Kelly for a discount on Ofra. I love how I'm doing a video about being an influencer, telling you guys my affiliate codes, but again, I make money, but you guys also save money, so it's a win-win, you know? And if you don't want to use my code, a lot of influencers have you know, codes with Ofra, so feel free to use someone else's as well. All right, we basically just have the lips left to do, but I want to get a good question to end on. Oh, this is just a funny one. Do you have random people message you weird stuff not related to makeup? Yes, all the time. This is a good one. What is the worst part about being an influencer, and then what is the best part about being an influencer? I'm trying to find my lip liner. I don't know where I put it. Gonna jump in with the House Lab. So I'll start with the best because I feel like that'll be easier to answer. Although it's hard to narrow it down to just one thing. There's definitely way more good things than bad things. One is what I was saying before. Oh my god, I can't move my mouth when I'm lining them, so give me a second. Align these lips. So one is truly getting the opportunity to be super, super passionate about what I do. I love what I do, never feel like I work a day in my life. Like, this is genuinely, like, you know, my favorite thing, and I never feel like I have to work. Like, it's just so exciting and so fun, and I wake up every day grateful for that. And then also just being able to connect with you guys. Like, everything about this has changed my life. I can't even, you know, explain that to you. Like, I was never the girl that had a billion friends, never really felt like I had a voice at all, and was kind of shyer for a really long time, and this has just completely brought me out of my shell, given me so much more confidence, given me something to be so passionate about. Again, you know, I was never like that sporty girl that was like really good at a sport or anything like that, where this has kind of given me, you know, this amazing thing, and that I've been able to grow a platform doing it has just been so awesome. And just getting to meet you guys is like crazy. Like, it's just such a beautiful thing that I'm so grateful for. I'm using the matte liquid lipstick. This is from It Cosmetics in the shade Vision. It's really pretty. So that I would say is the best part. For the worst part, I shouldn't have ended on a bad note. The worst part, I think, is just, I'm gonna jump in with the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in Sweet Mouth. The worst part is just like, you know, sometimes there'll be people that try and dissect like every single thing that you do and say, which can make you overthink things, or, you know, at least for me, it can. And I'm very thankful and grateful. I don't get a ton of hate. You guys are very, very kind, you know, 99.9% of the time, which I'm so grateful for. And constructive criticism and stuff is great. We all have things that we can work on and stuff. Sometimes there are nasty and mean people, but it really only is a little bit of the time. But that would be what I would say is the worst thing. It's just like second guessing yourself because you know everything that you say and do will be dissected. You know, that kind of thing. But overall, you know, it's definitely manageable. So that would be what I would say would be the worst part. But, you know, I can honestly tell you guys in closing, now that we're done with our makeup, honestly, starting my YouTube channel was single-handedly the best decision that I ever made in my life. It changed my life. It changed my family's life. I can't even begin to imagine what my life would be like if I didn't take that leap of faith in myself to do this. So I highly encourage you, if you've thought about it, like, there's no time better than now. Start your YouTube channel, start your Instagram, start your blog, whatever it is that you're passionate about, even if it has nothing to do with social media or makeup. If you want to go to school to be an architect or whatever it is, there's no better time than now. You are in control of your own future. So I hope that you guys shoot for the stars, because you'll make it there. Oh, what am I, a Pinterest quote? I don't know, but that's truly how I feel. I love you guys so much. this just sitting down and talking to you guys has made me so happy. Again, this is like my biggest stress reliever, and I love you guys endlessly. Thank you so much for all your support. It means the absolute world to me. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. And also be sure to subscribe to the vlog channel for part 2, where I continue to answer your questions, because literally, like I said, you guys had thousands that I wasn't able to get to today, so definitely will be answering a ton more on the vlog channel, so be sure to subscribe over there. Again, the channel name is Kelly and Steven. Little and sign, and then Steven with a PH, not a V. That's how my husband spells his name. But love you guys, and I will see you very soon.